Hey everybody, this is Joel with Backroad Builds. Today I received a brand new Hobart Multi-Handler 200. It's a really cool multi-process machine, does DC TIG, stick, and MIG. Now a lot of people, you might be buying your first machine and you open the box and there's just a bunch of stuff inside and it might overwhelm you a little bit. So I'm gonna take a few minutes, we'll open this one up, go through each part as we pull it out, and then I'm gonna set it up here on my cart and get it ready to weld. All right, let's get this opened up and see what's inside. So right on top here in this packet, you have your owner's manual and also your warranty card. Please fill this out and send that in, very important. We have a 240 volt plug for power. This machine is dual power. It must have the 120 on it from the factory. I'm going to change it to 240 for my shop. We have a few extra tips, looks like 030, 035, and a nice material thickness gauge. A roll of 030 solid wire, and the last thing on top here is the gas gauge. Okay, so here we have our MIG gun, and there is our TIG torch along with an accessory kit. So you have some extra different size collets and cups. That would be nice. Here we have the gas hose. We need that to hook up to the regulator in the back of the machine. And we have a bag here. We have our work clamp and our stinger for stick welding. I'm going to pull the machine out, set that on my cart right away. All right, first thing I want to do is change this plug over. If you haven't seen these before, you can see the 120 volt plug is on here, as I mentioned. There's just a nut on the back here. Spin that loose, pull that off, line that up, push it in, and then tighten that nut up. And I'm all set to plug it into 240 volt power. Now let's hook up the work clamp. All right, come to the front here. You can see there's a negative here, positive here. Your work is going to be your negative. Screw that in. Let's give it a twist, let that lay down. And let's hook up the gun right away. And we'll just lift up, get on the inside. You can see you have your spool hub here. Here's your drive roll where your wire runs through. So we will take this. There's a nut right here, plastic nut. Just make sure that's loose. Take your gun, feed it in from the front, and kind of watch on the inside, make sure it's all the way seated. Otherwise your O-rings won't be in the right place and you're gonna lose gas flow and lose gas coverage while welding. And we'll reach around to the front and hook up the 4-pin connector. There, that's everything there. Next thing I think we'll do is hook up the wire. I've got that sitting here. I'm going to be using some 030 hard wire. This is going to roll off the bottom. Now you can see here my feed is straight in from the bottom. So what I want is the wire to be coming around and off towards the drive roll system. So that means I need to put this way. I'm going to line up the hole here with the tab on top. Okay, that's set. And then spin the nut on, lock it tight. Come back in here and grab that wire. Cut that end off that was holding it. Feed it through the guide, across the drive roll into the gun. Now the drive roll, should point that out. This was already set for 030 and 035 wire, hard wire. There's 3 settings on this machine. One groove is for 023. The center groove is for 030, 035 hard wire. The last groove on the inside is for 030, 035 flux core. So make sure you have that set right. I'm going to close that. Take a look at the tension here. I usually run right around 3, but you'll have to see what works for you when you check your tension. Okay, the last thing we need to do is attach the regulator and hook up the gas. Now what I like to do, the tank's been sitting around a little bit, in case there's some dust in here, put some safety glasses on and take and just give the valve a quick crack. Just like that, blow out any dust that's in there. Make sure you got safety glasses on so you don't get anything in your eyes when you do that. Get the regulator set here. Wrench here. It's good and snug. Okay, So now we have our gas line. So there's a couple of clips in here, hose clamps. I guess I shouldn't say clips, they're hose clamps. They are going to go on the end of the gas hose, and you will put the hose over this barb here. Okay. Push that up on there. Slide those up. All right, now we need to attach to the back of the machine. I don't like the hoses laying around in big loops in that, so if I have enough, I'll go around the tank and then into the back of the machine. All right, get that snugged up. Okay, so I'm gonna get this plugged in, and then we are gonna set the wire tension, and after that, we're gonna be pretty much ready to weld. So let me get this in. All right, we got the machine plugged in, and I noticed that I forgot to plug this cable in. Now it is important because this is connected to the drive roll, which determines your polarity. So if I plug this into the plus, I'm electrode positive, minus is electrode negative. Now I'm running solid wire in here today, so I want electrode positive. If I was running flux core, I would change this and make this electrode negative and put my work clamp over here on the positive. Now I'm gonna get my jacket, my PPE on here, and we're gonna power this machine up. Anytime your machine is powered on, you should have your PPE on. All right, got our gloves on. So first thing we need to do, power the machine up. We'll take the nozzle off of the MIG gun, and we need to get the wire end through until we're sticking out, I don't know, maybe an inch or two. So we're set there, we're gonna pull the trigger. It's gonna start spinning, and then you'll see it goes into a jog mode. If you want it to come out a little quicker, you can speed that up. And we'll just wait. There we go, sticking out about an inch. And if you remember from earlier, we put some 030 wire in. So we will grab an 030 tip, feed that over the wire, turn that in, and just snug it up just a little with our whelpers here, and put the nozzle back on. Now we want to check for our tension on the drive roll system. If you don't have enough tension, it's going to kick back on you, and you're going to get a lot of stutters in that. So what I typically do is take a block of wood from in the shop here, and I'll put, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 inches out, and then lay that against the block of wood and push down a little bit. If I can pull the trigger and it's feeding that wire out, now it's kicking in, you can see it curling around, that's good. There's no kickback, there's no pushback. I think I was set at around 3 in the beginning, and that's good. Looks like I'm happy with that anyway. So now, all I need to do is hook up my work clamp, find a cool project to work on, and I'm ready to go. Always read and follow all labels and the owner's manual.